Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Maisarah binti Wan Kamardin and my metric number is 275683. And as usual, I'll be the last one who will be presenting. And today I'm going to present about SDG12 for Bhutan's country, which is the topic is unlocking sustainable paradigm, Bhutan's endeavor in high value, low impact tourism and their synergy with SDG12. So I guess not so many of you have heard about Bhutan's country, right? Because it is a small country, but don't worry, I will explain further about Bhutan's country in the next slides. But before that, let me show you how exactly Bhutan's country looks like.
Did you know that Bhutan is one of the most isolated destinations in the world? It's a mountainous country in the eastern Himalayas, limiting access and communication with other countries. Bhutan deliberately isolates itself to preserve its culture and independence. Join me as I share numerous intriguing facts about this extraordinary nation like no other, leaving a lasting impression on all who visit. Prepare to be captivated by the distinctive charm and enchanting allure that sets Bhutan apart from the rest. In Bhutan, success is measured by happiness, not GDP. They value the well-being of their people and prioritize sustainable development, environmental conservation, cultural preservation, and good governance. They have a Minister of Happiness dedicated to promoting well-being. Material wealth is less important than spiritual wealth in Bhutan, making it a unique and culturally rich country. With its small size of 14,692 square miles and a population of about 800,000, Bhutan has a deep connection with nature, a strong spirituality, and places significant emphasis on health and the environment. It holds the distinction of being the first carbon-negative country, actively absorbing more carbon dioxide than it emits. Additionally, Bhutan stands alone as the only country where the sale and production of tobacco are completely prohibited, aiming to safeguard citizen health and encourage healthier lifestyles.
So, where is Bhutan located? Bhutan is a landlocked country that is located in South Asia. So, landlocked country means a country that basically surrounded by land only and it does not have any kind of access to ocean. So that is what landlocked country means. So Bhutan is situated in the eastern Himalayas, and as you can see from the maps, it shares borders with two countries, and to the north it borders with China, and to the south, east and west it shares borders with India. And Bhutan is geographically diverse with valleys, rivers and dense forests. The country's location in the Himalayan region also contributes to its rich biodiversity and status as a biodiversity hotspot. So next is about Bhutan in general. So Buddhism is the predominant religion in Bhutan and it deeply influences the culture and way of life there. Bhutan also has a relatively small population compared to other countries, which contributes to its unique cultural identity and close-knit communities. The estimated population of Bhutan is only around 770,000 people only. So it shows that it is a very small country. And other than that, traditional attire is an essential part of Bhutanese culture and it is still widely worn in daily life and also during festivals, showcasing the pride and also cultural identity of the Bhutanese people. Other than that, Bhutan has a rich cultural heritage deeply rooted in Buddhism. So the country is dotted with magnificent monasteries, temples, and fortress that showcase its unique architectural style. And lastly is Bhutan places a strong emphasis on sustainable development and environmental conservation. It is one of the few carbon-negative countries in the world, meaning it absorbs more carbon dioxide than it emits because it's a country that basically surrounded by forests only. So next is about the main point of this topic, which is about high value, low impact tourism. So what is high value, low impact tourism? It is a Bhutan's government sustainable tourism approach that focuses on providing quality experience for travelers while minimizing negative impacts on the environment, culture, and local communities. So basically, it is a policy that was introduced by the Bhutan's government. It aims to ensure that tourism activities contribute to the well-being of the Bhutanese people, the preservation of the environment, and also the promotion of cultural heritage. So next is about the key elements of the approach. So there are 6 key elements, but I will explain one by one. So the first one is quality experiences. So high value, low impact tourism focuses on providing unique and authentic experiences for travelers and ensuring a high quality visit. So this is the aim of this approach. And the second one is sustainable practices. So this approach prioritizes environmentally and socially responsible practices aiming to minimize negative impacts on the environment, culture, and local communities. And the third one is cultural preservation. So high value, low impact tourism values the preservation and promotion of local culture, tradition, and heritage, respecting and celebrating the uniqueness of the destination. Number 4 is environmental conservation. High value, low impact tourism emphasizes the conservation of natural resources, ecosystem, and biodiversity, promoting the responsible stewardship of the environment. And number 5 is limited tourism numbers. So this approach promotes controlling the number of tourists to maintain the sustainability and integrity of the destination, ensuring more exclusive and very meaningful experiences only. And the last one is sustainable infrastructure. High value, low impact tourism advocates for the development of the sustainability infrastructure, including eco-friendly accommodation, efficient transportation system, and also responsible tourism facilities only. So that is about the key elements of this approach. It's about the programs that was introduced to promote and implement high value, low impact tourism. So the first one is minimum daily package fee. So this program imposition of a minimum daily package fee for international tourists. It covers accommodation, meals, transportations, and also a sustainable development fee. So by introducing this package, it helps to control the number of tourists and ensures a higher quality experience for the tourists. And the next one is authorized tour operators. So designation of authorized tour operators responsible for organizing tourism activities. So the operators must meet specific criteria and adhere to sustainable tourism guideline that was provided by the government. And it will be monitored by the government to ensure compliance and responsible practice. Number 3 is Environment Conservation Initiative. This is the establishment of protected areas, national parks, and wildlife sanctuaries. It focuses on biodiversity conservation and sustainable management of natural resources. And it also can be as a measure to minimize negative impact on the environment and promote ecological sustainability. Number 4. Number 4 is about cultural preservation and community-based tourism. It emphasizes on the preservation and promotion of Bhutan's unique cultural heritage. It also to support for the community-based tourism initiative involving the local communities. It is also a program that will be economic benefits to local residents, fostering cultural preservation and also community development. And number 5 is sustainable infrastructure development. So this program is for the promotion of sustainable tourism infrastructure and facilities. It is also for development of eco-friendly accommodation and also transportation system. And the last one is for integration of traditional Bhutanese architecture and sustainable design principles. And the last one is Sustainable Development Goals integration. It is integration of high value and low impact tourism with the broader framework of SDGs. It is also aligns with SDG12 related to sustainable consumption, production, and also cultural preservation. It also demonstrates Bhutan's commitment in achieving sustainable development. Next is about how the government do to make sure these policies is remain under control. So the first one is restricted access. So Bhutan has limited tourist access sites, which is the visitors must enter Bhutan via Paro International Airport or authorized land border crossings only. So this helps the government to track and restrict the tourist arrivals. Number 2 is the tourism quota. So the Bhutanese government establishes an annual tourism quota to limit the number of tourists that can come to visit Bhutan. Carrying capacity, infrastructural capacity, and tourist services determine this quota. So the government limits tourism because they want to avoid straining resources and also to minimize the negative impact to the infrastructure. Number 3 is authorized tour operators. So Bhutanese tourists must use licensed tour providers only to come to Bhutan. So this government licensed business will plan the travelers' itineraries and also the activities, and the government will track travelers and guarantees sustainable tourism by cooperating with the authorized companies only. And the last one is seasonal restrictions. The government may ban tourism during particular seasons, so limiting visitors during busy seasons or sensitive times like cultural or environmental events is one of the example. So these seasonal limits will reduce tourism effect on local population and resources at that time. So next is about how high value and low impact tourism will benefit the tourists. So the first one is exclusive and authentic experiences. So Bhutan's few visitors will guarantee a personal and private experience for the tourists. So travelers may learn about Bhutanese culture and customs through interacting with locals. So preserving cultural heritage and limiting tourism will create more genuine and meaningful travel experiences. So the next one is pristine natural environment. So the commitment to environmental conservation in high value low impact tourism ensures that these nature areas are well preserved. So tourists can enjoy the pristine beauty of Bhutan's nature environment, and also they can participate in nature-based activities and witness its rich biodiversity. And the third one is cultural exploration. The visitors may tour historical monasteries, zongs, colorful festivals, and also the local village. So Bhutan's cultural preservation enables travelers to experience its diverse traditions and customs. And the next one is responsible and sustainable practices. Low impact, high value tour operators and guests practice sustainability in tourism. So tourists may be certain that their journey is ethical and eco-friendly. The visitors may help Bhutanese society by staying in eco-friendly hotels, reducing trash, and also supporting the locals. And the last one is support for the local communities. High value, low impact tourism promotes community engagement and helps the local communities. So tourists may support homestays and artisan cooperative via community-based tourism. So visitors empower Bhutanese through connecting with local people and buying local products. So next is the implication and outcomes to SDG 12. The first one is responsible consumption and production. High value, low impact tourism supports sustainable consumption and production. This technique promotes sustainable tourism by lowering trash, energy, and water use, and also the carbon emission. And number 2 is environment conservation, which is high value, low impact tourism, very prioritize the environment. So this method conserves the environment by encouraging responsible tourism and reducing its environmental impact. It supports SDG12 goals of safeguarding the ecosystem, biodiversity, and also the natural resources. And the third one is cultural preservation and heritage. High value, low impact tourism promotes cultural heritage. It also promotes cultural variety by asking visitors to respect the local customs, traditionals, and also the norms. So SDG12 promotes sustainable tourism that respect cultural heritage. And the last one is sustainable infrastructure and planning. By promoting eco-friendly accommodation, transportation, and system, and also tourism facilities, it directly supports the sustainable infrastructure development. So this aligns with SDG12 objective of promoting sustainable practices in infrastructure development. And for the last slide, I will show you guys how is the process of travelers can travel to Bhutan.
So, maybe you're thinking of how to get to Bhutan. Well, here's some practical information on how to get here, how to get a visa, and how much it all costs. Bhutan is a unique destination, so there are a number of things that you need to know. You must book your travel through a licensed tour agency. They will assist in booking your Juk air flights to Paro and all of your land tour arrangements. There is a minimum daily spending requirement for tourists, and full payment of your holiday is required before the Tourism Council endorses your visa. The minimum daily packages start at $200 a day for summers and winters, and $250 a day for spring and autumn. This is per person per night, and it includes a royalty of $65 a day, which goes to free education, healthcare, and infrastructure development in Bhutan. A minimum of 3-star accommodations, all meals, a licensed Bhutanese tour guide for the extent of the stay, and all internal transport. It's a hassle-free vacation, and with all that covered, all you need to do is to bring some extra money for souvenir shopping and a generous tip for your guide and driver. Book your holiday with Juk Asia and let us assist you in planning your vacation. For more information, visit www.jukasia.com.
And that's all from me for SDG12 presentation. And thank you everyone for joining today's presentation.